Hello everyone, welcome to the Act 9 update. I'm going to try to make this one a little quick and just give you a quick update on the second no passive run that we're doing. So we finished a no passive run on a witch earlier and it was good, and I think I learned a lot as I went through it, and there's a lot of things I wanted to try, so we're doing a second run. Okay, you may have seen some videos of me killing a boss here or there with it. But I just wanted to give an update on the second run since it's kind of closing, and I'll do another one once Kitava's dead, but that might not be for a little bit because this run's kind of difficult. It had some things that are a lot easier and some things that are a lot harder and some things that I learned about, so we're trying out some new things as well. So currently we're at the start of Act 9. I am transitioning builds because I want to try something with bows and see if bows are good, and also playing melee sucks. I'll have some footage in the background of just me killing bosses. There might not be audio, just because we were yapping on a voice call. While I was doing it, I was like, I will one-shot the boss. And then we one-shot the boss. So it was pretty cool. So the big thing that we wanted to change going into the second run is going from running a lot of int to running a lot of strength decks. And it actually turned out pretty well. We were really tanky for a really long time, and we had like 50% fizz reduction for a good chunk. We were really strong on life. We usually had like 20% evasion on top of that. We're almost feeling like a real character. So that was good. I actually really like playing strength. I think strength is really strong. I think int as a stat is not very strong, and I think dex as a stat is kind of whatever. Also, we tend to run precision for anything physical, so that kind of, we don't need the accuracy as much as maybe other builds would without it. So we're really tanky, everything's great. Act 1 was easy peasy, normal stuff. We're running Spectral Throw. The reason we started Scion is because you get Spectral Throw, you get Precision, you get Decoy Totem, super strong open, really good for everything. Everything is very chill until Weaver. Weaver's a little suspicious. I think you want either a good... We're going to try dual wielding next time. We tried two-hander. It was just a little too slow at killing the ads, but Weaver actually dropped a really good sword, and that sword made its way in Act 3. It was really strong after that. We used that in the Val Oversoul video. Weaver itself probably needs a little bit of work. I died once on it. It was suspicious, quote-unquote. I died one time. I could have died 0 times if I played a little bit better, but we also could maybe be dual wielding, or we could just get a better weapon. Our gear was kind of bad, to be honest, for Weaver, but I didn't really feel like we needed it. So yeah, Weaver's easy. Act 3 was Giga easy, just going to Azaro farm, do Azaro stuff, killing Dominus, probably all pretty easy. We found a bunch of support gems along the way. We found Cruelty, we found Burning. What else did we find? Let me take a look. I think that was it. We found Cruelty and Burning like really early. There's some other stuff too, like Bloodlust, Lesser Duration. Those things aren't very good. Oh, we found Concentrated Effect. So at some point, what we said was, I was using a two-hander for a while, and I said I'd really like to use a shield. And so we went Shield Crush of the Chieftain. Shield Crush of the Chieftain with Concentrated Effort and Burning Damage and Cruelty was cranking, and you'll see it in the I think in the Innocence video I was playing it. It does so much damage, the clear is so quick. Yeah, it was really strong. I started doing a bunch of Innocence kills just for fun. I'll probably post a video of me farming Innocence 100 times just to see loot, just as a meme, just for funsies. I'll do that before I kill Kitava. The run there takes pretty long, to be honest, than killing the bosses, whatever. But I include the loot we get from ads too. There's like a few Alex and stuff in there. I don't know, it's fun. Good little fun. Nobody really posts videos like that on PoE. It's like, I farmed Kitava 100 times to see the loot. I don't know, people just run maps. So, but I think those videos are funny, so I'll probably finish that up. We got 80 kills to go. 80 kills to go. So, everything was going great with Shield Crush, to be honest. Shield Crush, pumping, big dam. And then we hit Act 8. It was Act 8 when it all broke down. So, Kitava was actually pretty hard, I will say. Killing Kitava in Act 5 was difficult. Again, not in terms of can I do it, but it was just like, if I was on hardcore, this would be a rough fight, because that's basically the end goal, is to do this again on hardcore. So when I say like a fight's difficult or a fight's suspicious, it is because it's not impossible for me to do, but can I do it without dying consistently? Kind of rough, honestly. Kind of rough on Kitava. You got to play really well. Even though we were super tanky, you can't really make mistakes. The ads still kind of hurt. They're like 50% of my life in auto, so we have to be careful of that one. Act 6 was rough at the start, though a big issue was more me not recapping my res. I didn't have enough gear to recap my res after Kitava right away, so the ice archers, yeah, they fucked me up. But if I recap my res, it's probably fine. Act 7, Giga chill. Honestly, it's like not a fun act, but it was very easy. We just ran through it. Everything died. Also, Brian King was just fucking the easiest fight of all time. So yeah, that one wasn't too bad. And then we went into Act 8. Act 8, Deaudre's fucking really annoying, but you know, other than that, it's not too bad. Until you get to Lunar's Temple, and the mobs there just auto crit, freeze, teleport, and stun. And yeah, it was just like those mobs would TP on you, and you would just be stun locked for the rest of your life, because you're either A, being stunned, B, being frozen, or C, blocking their attack. And I would just sit there, like, I would have Steel Skin up, I'm not dying to them, I'm just pressing flask, and just mashing Quick Step, and praying that there's a frame somewhere I can get out. And I think one time I was there for like legit like 15 seconds, just being stunned, and I was like, yeah, melee is not it. I think this is absolutely brutal. Like that is crazy. I do not want to experience that again. Yeah, that act broke me pretty bad. And then Solaris Temple was whatever. And then we did Lunar Solaris, and that fight sucks as melee too. Oh my god. And you also just take so much damage. I'll probably have some clip in the background because I need some footage, but like, holy man. Like, that fight is very unfun. I don't know what, I mean, as I say, I don't know what they're thinking, but they're thinking that people have passive trees. I think was their thought. So, like, it was crazy that we had like 50% damage reduction, fully capped ice, fully capped like all res, and like 1300 health. Maybe a little less. I'd have to go watch the video. And when the ice drops on top of you, you just get chunked for like 80% or dead sometimes of your life. You just die instantly, and it's just random. I have a theory in my head that it's on a timer, and what I should do is just the whole entire fight count 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and then every single time it's about to drop, I steal skin in case it drops on top of me, because it literally was just an RNG simulator. Like, we'd be doing well, dodging everything, and then the ice drops on top of you and you just die. It's like, oh, okay, well, GG, I guess. Go next. What do you do? Like, I watched her heal from like 20% to full. I was like, okay, very cool. Because on Ruthless, they get 40% of their health back when you die. So yeah, it was pretty brutal. What else? Yeah, so from there, I said, yeah, I don't want to play melee anymore. This was cool, it was really tanky, it was really fun, and then the game decided it wanted to kill you, and it wasn't fun anymore. So, I swapped to ranged. I was like, let me try bows, because we haven't tried bows. I'm very curious about bows. Just to keep, so that you not understand, I don't play PoE 1. Like, that last run with the witch, that was my first run that I finished the game on. I've never finished the game before, so this is my second run. So I was like, let me try bows. I don't know, like, every time I get a bow, it reads insane. Every time I get a quiver, it reads insane, but I just never tried them. So let's see. And right now, we're playing Scourge Arrow, the channeling one. Pretty good. It does good damage. POB says it does good damage too. I like the versatility. I like the gameplay felt like so much better immediately. I was like, oh my god, I get to play the game. Like, it's crazy. And there's so many packs I see. I'm like, damn, if I was melee, I'd be having a real bad time. Not gonna lie. So yeah, it's really fun to play ranged. I think I will do ranged on future playthroughs. I think if I'm actually ever trying, like really trying, I'm playing ranged. I think if I just say I'm gonna do a no passive run for the meme and just play some melee shit and just die like 900 times and just, you know, just have fun and just do some goofy stuff, I think we'll play some melee. But other than that, it's not like unplayable, but I don't know. I have some brain damage or something, so it does not work out very well for me. I think I don't know enough about the game to play melee on no passive Ruthless. I think that's part of the big issue. But so we'll play range for now. Maybe we'll revisit melee another time. But yeah, Scourge Arrow. We're pairing it with, we have a faster attacks and faster projectiles, which is pretty good. Pretty good. We have added chaos damage too, if we can get that linked in, but right now we don't, so we deleted our LinkedIn. What else? Yeah, I was trying to see how do we get more damage, because I found that if this was it didn't scale that much with gem levels, and if this was like the pinnacle of my damage, it was not looking good, because let me open a POB here and turn this off. Like, our DPS is 1550, you know what I mean? Which, I mean, I've seen worse numbers. 1550 DPS is, oh wait, sorry, this is wrong. 1804. We're 1804 DPS on an AoE, and on single target we're 2188. Why is it different? It's because you want to hold different stages of your Scourge Arrow for different situations. I think technically 1 is the best for single target. So if I went to 1 stage, I'd go up to 3,816. So it's literally a 1.7k DPS increase if I just held 1 stage instead of holding more. Maybe I should learn to do that. It's a little difficult, and it needs that pod to hit. Like, you introduce a little bit of RNG to your DPS, because if that pod just doesn't hit the enemy, then my shit's at like 9 of them, so surely it'll hit. But I've seen cases where it doesn't. It just depends where the pod spawns, all that kind of stuff, right? But if you have 2, it's guaranteed to hit, and you just have to hold it a little longer. And then if you want big AoE, like big massive AoE, chunk everything, it's 3. And then 4, 5 is I'm shooting off screen. And I'm just trying to spawn as many pods as possible, just to cover as much distance. Otherwise, you don't really use those. Or I'll hold 5 if like there's like burrow mobs that will burrow underground and then come up. So I'm just holding my charge, just waiting, and then they come up and just blast them for 5 stack Scourge Arrow. It's very funny. But yeah, Scourge Arrow has been super fun. But I've been looking, how do we get more damage? So just on POB, we'll see how this plays out. But Lightning Arrow of Electrocution is better single target by like a good chunk, I think. So let's say I just put this in here. Lightning Arrow of Electrocution does 5.7k DPS. What do we say Scourge Arrow is doing at 2.4? So it's like double DPS. With that, now granted, you have to hit him 10 times. The lightning stacks and then it like ticks. So, but it's just single target as far as I understand. But it's something we're looking at just for bosses. Like, yeah, you have to stack it 10 times, but I'm gonna hit him 10 times. You know what I mean? The other thing that was doing surprising amounts of damage is Mirage Arrow of Prismatic Clones. We'll see how hard it's actually hitting, but on POB, it's kind of ridiculous. So, for example, let's say I went Lightning Arrow of Electrocution. We'll set the gem level 12, and then we enable Mirror Arrows of Prismatic Clones. It's 9.7k DPS, which for no passives on single target on a boss is pretty good. 9.7k, holy, or like a fucking that's some criminal damage. Damn. I mean, you know, I was doing an Onigoroshi run on standard, and we were hitting more than that in Act 2, just using 1 skill. But yeah, for no passives, this is pretty crazy that we're hitting that kind of number. So yeah, that'll be interesting if that actually plays out that way. If it does, I'll be very happy. But we'll still use Scourge Arrow for mapping, because the AoE is actually pretty good. Like, it's not great, but it's pretty good. Some gear that we picked up, I will say, so in our first run, we picked up a Grand Spectrum Viridian Jewel, which gave us +1 minimum to frenzy charges. This is the Jesus Jewel. You may have seen it in my currency tab. It just sits in the center. And it reminds us of what could be if we use passives. Very strong. But we do not use passives because we do not stray from the light. We are no passive character. Why am I mentioning this? So the gear that this jewel brings us, I think it needs us to be ranged. Because what happened is we are playing Spectral Throw. We're just clearing the lab. It's all nice and chill. And what do we get? First, unique, we get Slither Pinch. Got 41 dex, attack speed, leech, mana leech, evasion, right? Great unique. Very cool. Then what do we get? We get Carnage Heart. It's plus 47 all attributes, 10 all res, more leech, and we get 36% more damage while leeching. And it makes a very annoying sound when you play the Spectral Throw because it's extra gore, and that shit is loud. Which is not cool. I actually don't like that. It's very annoying. I mean, less so for me and more that it's just like I don't want to record anything. It's just or stream it. It's just very loud. But unique's a unique. We switch to Shield Crush, melee skill, right? We get nothing. No rares, no magic item, no uniques. Just the hot trash. Actually, I think we got a Zergle's Crank. We got a Zergle's Crank. It's very cool. We also got a Sybil's Paw into 3 dragons. 3 dragons is okay. The other 2 are just like not really. Hey, Zergle's Cranks, they're usable, but we're playing Shield Crush. And yeah, Shield Crush was letting us down. You know, the Spectrum Jewel is just like, I'm not feeling the melee. Just give us nothing. And then I said, okay, we're swapping to bows. Let's go kill Azaro for a little bit so we can get some gems and whatever. And with run number 5, we get Extractor Mentis, which gives us 60 to strength and 17 int. And then it gives like Onslaught and Chaotic Might or whatever whenever you kill something for 10 seconds. It's definitely interesting, but it's pretty good unique. And it gives us a second Zergle's Crank, so maybe we'll go to the third one so we can re-roll it. But yeah, the uniques came a little faster. Like back to back, I was like, I think the Jewel just wants me to be ranged. So we're gonna play some ranged. And trust in our Lord and Savior, Spectrum Viridian Jewel. But the gear overall, like, yeah, we had some trouble with res and stuff, but I think playing a lot of armor was very nice. So we're farming for more gear, trying to fix everything up for our bow, because right now our bows are really high dex, and we just don't really have a lot of high dex life res gear. It's not something we have. So that's what we're looking for. And we are really squishy right now. We're running just like our rarity set, like 1300 HP. We're back to Shield Crush just to kill Azaro. Maybe the reason the gem I want won't drop, even though I've done like 60 Azaro runs, is because we're playing Shield Crush. Some other things we were thinking about is support gems and when do we flex. So this is one of the things I'm really struggling with playing this game, is when do I pivot builds? When do I flex to a different build? Because that's the hard part about this run. I think you, and I've kind of just been figuring this out, a lot of the skills on their own really suck. Like if you just have a random skill, you know, let's say I'm running Shield Crush. Well, Shield Crush was okay on its own, not great. Let's say, I don't know, I have like Scourge Arrow, but it has no support gems and you have no passives. It really sucks. It really does no damage. And I think a lot of skills like that are this way, where if you don't have support gems and you don't have passives, they're kind of useless. They just do not scale well. You can run them for the first half of the game, but then once you get to like Act 7, 8, yeah, it's pretty rough. So I think what we're supposed to do is we pivot on uniques, and we pivot on incredibly good rare items, and we can pivot on support gems, not regular gems. Sometimes regular gems, but probably just support gems. I think if you just get like, oh, this is like a crazy combination of this gem, you do that. I think that's how you're supposed to pivot. And I think, because I don't have a lot of knowledge in this game, that is a big hurdle for me, is when do I pivot? Like, I think we should have went out of Shield Crush a long time ago. I think we should have done something with Zergle's Crank. Definitely like ED, Pierce, multiple projectiles, like something. Definitely should have went into that and try to like force that a little more, or do some kind of spell stuff. Or we had like we have burning damage and cruelty, and maybe we should have went Firestorm or Meteors to do Meteors, Zergle's Crank, and we should have pivoted that way. So yeah, there's just like a lot of, it really feels like a roguelike, like, to be honest, when you play like this, is you get stuff and you just need to adjust on the fly. And that can be really hard for your gearing. And maybe I'm throwing away pieces that are really usable. Like maybe a piece that has max life and int and no res is playable. I don't know. It's just hard. It's hard because you need res. Like, yes, if I see a piece that's int and max life and res, I'm going to keep it. Or int max life, like, I don't know, move speed on boots. Or int, you know, res, no max life. But I think it's tough to figure out which pieces of gear to keep. And which pieces to adapt on. So it's been a challenge, but it's been a really fun run so far. Except for that little part in Act 8 and Act 7 where I lost my mind. Outside of that, which is pretty good. So we're gonna finish this run, and then we're gonna immediately, we're immediately jumping into the next one. I have like so many things I want to do. I want to test some like Raging Spirits, the transfigured one, not the regular one. I want to test Templar Start with Winter Brand and Frost Wall and Creeping Flow and whatever that Absolution Brand, I think it's called. I don't know, whatever the one that does some damage or whatever. I want to test that because I didn't really have a good experience with brands the first time, but I think that's a pretty good start. Because ideally you want to start where the beginning is very chill and you could just, you get through Weaver, you get through everything without dying, and then it also farms Azaro nicely, which is Spectral Throw did that, and I think Wintertide will also do that. The thing with Wintertide is if you think you're going to be casting a lot of spells, you want to just start a caster, right? If you're like, okay, I'm most likely, because there's a lot of int gems from Azaro, the majority of Azaro's drops are int gems, because GGG loves casters. So if that's the case, and we're farming Azaro a lot, and we're going to cast, then you want to start a caster, right? That just makes sense, so your transition is easier, because transitioning from Spectral Throw gear into casting gear is a little difficult. Doable though. So that's something that we're thinking about. There's other starts too. I will also note one big W about this build, this run, is we learned that Steel Skin is so broken. Oh my god, Steel Skin is so broken. Steel Skin is like the best skill in the entire game, which I'm sure sounds crazy to any bench league players that are just speeding through maps, going 20 seconds map to map. But yeah, Steel Skin, it just lets you play the game. I don't know. Like right now, it's taking 1,005 damage. Obviously, it's only 70%, but it's 1,005 damage, and I have 1,300 health. Like it's almost my entire health pool just off this move. Like as soon as we got it and we leveled it up a little bit, I was like, you can just stand and everything. Like I don't know. Yeah, it is a move of all time. It just like doubles your HP pool half the time. And then we ran Enduring Cry, and that's crazy, which I don't think we'll be running in the Templar. It'll probably be Frostwall, but we'll still take Steel Skin. Like I think every run is just gonna take Steel Skin. This shit is like, it's like Divine Shield from WoW. You just like bubble. It's just like, oh, I'm about to die. Literal immunity. So yeah, it's really good. But yeah, I'll let you know when the run is done. We'll post another video, and I'll start another one. I do actually want to do some Valkyrie profile stuff on the side as well. I don't know when I'm gonna do that. Probably after this run is done, or after this run is like chilling and I'm just farming Kitava farming for Kitava, because we're gonna sit in the ossuary for like 4 days, I think, and just grind, because Kitava is not gonna be killable for a hot minute. We're gonna need some good gear and some good supports. with this build, I think. But yeah, I want to do some Valkyrie profile stuff. I want to do challenge runs for that game. I love Valkyrie profile so much. I want to do challenge runs for it. But I need... You know, I was going to yap about Valkyrie profile real quick. I surely have enough background footage to talk for another 10 minutes, but yeah, if all you came for was PoE content, this is the end of the PoE content. I'm just yapping about Valkyrie profile now. So it's PS1 RPG, and I used to speedrun it, but the biggest issue, because I played it casually as well, is that if anything was bad, I just never really looked at it. Like, there's a lot of, like, broken items, for example. There's, like, broken... You can get a sword that breaks 7% of the time you use it, and it's really bad. And you would never pick it up because it does no damage and it breaks. Like, why the hell would you use this? I have no idea where they drop. I have no idea what mobs drop them. But if I wanted to do a challenge run that was like, oh, I only use broken weapons because I think that would be really cool, I just have no idea how to get them. So I want to go through the game and make like a spreadsheet of like, here's where every item drops, here's where everything is, here's where I can get loot, here's where whatever is, so that when I do the challenge run, I know where all the bad items are, because even casually you ignore those items. So I just, stuff like that, I just don't even know. Like, if I wanted to do that run, I have no idea where anything is. So I'll probably do some streams of that. If challenge runs for that game, if I can think of cool things to do, which I can, I have some thoughts already, and I enjoy doing them because I love that game, I might just post like 100 videos of that. That sounds like so much fun, and there's not a lot of content for that game, so I think I might find a super niche audience that's just like, yo, this is the sickest shit ever. Because people who love that game love that game. It's so good. Yeah, I definitely had enough background footage, and I definitely didn't need to put some footage of me killing innocents 100 times, but I'm sure that's okay. That's for future me to figure out. Alright, everyone, see you next video. Bye-bye.